And this is the video that was sent to me. Let me show you guys. This is a couple, and I don't know if this is a skit or it's a real like TV show in London, but it doesn't matter. The conversation is what's important, and that's what we're going to discuss.
Chum and I first started seeing each other, you know.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
You're not doing what?
We're not having
a conversation.
No, because
I'm
so bored of this conversation, babe. What are you talking about? This is ridiculous. What are you on about? Are you literally about to narrate the whole thing to her?
So he said, when we first got together and she immediately got upset. That's key. Watch this.
It's a 1 minute story.
Let him have his voice.
This is so embarrassing. Because anyway.
There's no need to be embarrassed.
Okay, that's fine. Go on.
So, Paul, if you would, just let us know what you're going to say.
There's no talking. Look, it's just me and you.
So before coming here, myself and Paul decided not to bring up certain things because, of course, we don't want to put all of our relationship issues out there. I feel like Paul's digging at something. I don't necessarily want to talk about things that we've buried. He keeps going back to, when we first met and how we first started. I feel like he's hurt, of course, and he's trying to hurt me back.
Look, let me break this down, right? Okay. So we started seeing each other, butterflies, birds, whistles, bees, cool. Now at this time, right, we weren't active. However, we were pillow talking and we were dating, going out, eating and stuff. And we were basically having conversations to kind of say to each other, okay, do you know what? This is what we both want. We're both on the same page. We're both on the same frequency,
So they were dating. And I'm just making sure I'm clear on this. They were dating, pillow talking, which basically means it's probably staying over each other's house or whatever, so on and so forth. Let's continue.
When you're in that mode and you know that this person's going to be yours, okay? Now, it turns out that later on, I realized that during that time, she was active with someone else.
Yes. I was sleeping with someone else, okay?
Do it, do it, do it, do it now. Do it good. Lick this just like you should. Right now, lick it good. Lick this just like you should.
What's the problem?
Now, while she was dating him, she was having sex with someone else, but wasn't having sex with him. Don't we talk about this all the time? I just did a video about this, and I'm mad that this wasn't sent to me prior to. This is what happens. Women have a logic. It's a weird logic where they think if I'm meeting a new guy, I'm not going to let him have sex because I don't want to add another body until I'm serious or sure about this man. So I'm going to continue having sex with the guy that I know so I can keep my body count low. So I will spend time with you, date you, stay over your house, consistently tell you that, hey, I'm not trying to have sex right now until we get in a committed relationship. She will leave his house and she will go to the other man's house and get her needs met. Even though we know that it's going to be tough for a woman to pair bond with a new man if she's still sleeping with the other guy. And you guys can see this play out on Kendra G show all the time. And I've mentioned this before. Women will say, I haven't had a relationship in 5 years. And Kendra G will ask them, well, when was the last time you had sex? And they'll say 2 weeks ago. Who the hell you think they're having sex with? The guy that they know, or the guy that hit it just right and he knows her body. They used to be in a relationship, but now they're not. But she still keeps the sex, which is flawed logic on women's behalf because the man is winning. He ain't even got to put in the relationship work, but he still get the booty. Does that make sense? So I'm setting this up for a reason so I can be very clear on what the hell is going on.
Was this a boyfriend?
This was an ex, so let me explain the situation to you.
It was her ex. Of course the ex is always around.
Because he is just clearly confused. When I met Paul, I had an ex whom I was sleeping with because I wasn't prepared and ready to sleep with Paul.
You see that? Exactly what the F I said.
Okay? I think a lot of women do this. We date many people and we stay in our comfort zone until we're ready to leave. I
hate to keep stopping it, but if you go back and watch my old video, I said the exact same thing. Okay? Let's continue.
For one, never stepped out on Paul. Does that make sense? When we were talking, only until we started dating exclusively did I stop sleeping with this person. So, and we're not even boyfriend.
What is that called? It's a form of monkey branching.
Now, when you have a woman on one end of the tree, let's say she's chilling out on this branch with your average Joe, and this is what I believe your average Joe looks like, and she jumps either through cheating or just by leaving this average Joe for another motherfucker. This is generally referred to as branch swinging, and basically, branch swinging is just, it can go across and it can go down, but typically it should go up. Women have a terrible sense of judgment. Now, the guy on the bottom of the tree might not know why his homegirl left him, and the guy at the top end of the tree might not give a fuck. But when both of these men start to realize that women are doing this all across the board, that they are branch swinging and constantly doing shit tests, this is where the phrase, all women are like that, comes into play.
So when she's attached to the new guy, him, then she'll stop sleeping with the new guy. And that's the old man. And that's not even a guarantee. So that's why this game is kind of messed up and you have to play it as such. Because she's saying that, yeah, I'm going to stop because I'm with you. But this guy was actually lucky. She told him. She didn't have to tell him shit. Because most of you guys, if this, and God forbid this happens to you, but you won't even get the common courtesy of a woman telling you that, hey, when we was talking and dating, I was still sleeping with my ex, to even have you to give you the respect to make the decision. So he was actually lucky. The ball was in his court. So let's continue.
And girlfriend. So we decided, okay, I'm going to take you serious, you're going to take me serious. Then I cut him off. But before that, yes, I was having sex. Okay, what's the issue? I'm never going to apologize for that because I did nothing wrong.
Babe,
She says she ain't even apologizing. Let's continue.
do you really want to take it there?
We are taking it there. It's not my fault he fell in love before I fell in love. We met. And
Shout out to the late, great Patrice O'Neal. Patrice explained this to a T in one of his comedy skits. She said, it's not my fault. You fell in love with me before. And I wrote notes for this because I want to be very clear, especially to the guys. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking that your partner is supposed to love you at the exact same time that you love them. You may love me, but to me, you're just likable because my vetting process is completely different than yours. Both men and women need to pay attention to that. Patrice O'Neal said that.
Why your woman loves you, why scientifically we will never love at the same time is because your girl loves you because you're handsome, charming, funny, smart, right? And she'll say that. That's why I love you. And then she goes, do you love me? You go, no. Why? Why should I love you? Because I'm charming. Holy fuck. You're not charming. I'm charming. So holy shit, so if that's what you needed to love me, then that's what I'm gonna need to love you. So I have to make you charming before I can love you.
Ladies, how many times has there been a guy in your life, or guys where there's been men in your life who want to sleep with you, but you didn't want to sleep with him? Zillions, you can't count it. So what that means, there's a philosophy there, meaning you are sexable. He wants to sleep with you, but just because you are sexable don't mean I'm sexable, right? Same thing with love. Just because I'm lovable doesn't mean that you're lovable too. You're just likable to me.
And a lot of people think, and women, I see women do this. They'll tell a man that I love you, and the guy don't say it back, and then they get upset. What makes you think that his love timeline or clock is the same as yours? No, it don't work like that. Okay? And she's using that as an example. And mind you, it is a good example because he probably loved her before she loved him. And that's pretty much obvious because she was still having sex with her ex. Okay? Let's continue.
To just drop everyone because of you. I didn't even know you then properly. What do you do when you pillow talk? You get to know people, right? That's what you and I were doing. And when I concluded on Paul, I dropped everyone else off.
Everyone else. Don't we always get women on these panels? They'll say that, yeah, I'm dating them all. I'm dating them all, but I'm not having sex with them. I told y'all they lying, and you don't need them to affirm that. Just believe that it's true and move on. If you ever hear a woman say that I'm dating them all, then the ball is in your court. You can either play the game with her and wait until she get comfortable enough to have sex with you and then move on, or you can stay your dumb ass with her while she's sitting there cycling you through. So you go take her out to Ruth Chris, and then you're gonna drop her off, and it's gonna be some dude sitting in the car watching you drop her off, and he gonna get out and drop dick off.
I'm dropping dick off. I'm dropping dick off. I'm dropping dick off. I'm dropping dick off. Oh, I'm dropping dick off.
Dropping dick off. Oh, I'm dropping dick off. Shout out to Lil Duval. And I hope that scares you men.
I dropped this guy that we're talking about, that you're still talking about 3 years on. This is embarrassing. I've never stepped out on him. I've never cheated. So why'd you keep bringing this up? And if you're using this, thinking I'm going to sleep with this, what's his name? Whoever's doing my website, then you're insulting me. As far as I'm concerned, this is an insult.
Okay. All right. You wanted to take it there, so...
Tell me, Paul, this scenario that's just come up and the website, gentlemen, is this evoking those feelings of vulnerability that you felt when you found out that Shoma was sleeping with her ex when you first met?
I never said I was vulnerable.
So why do you keep bringing it up?
No, it's a topic
Why
of
is it
conversation.
affecting you? No, it's not. It's irrelevant. No one asked you to go back there. You brought up a situation that happened when we met, not even when we started dating.
So what,
when we met.
Do you really want to do this?
But that dude is pissing me off because he's trying to act like he's still tough. And, like, oh, man, it's not bothering me. Obviously it is, brother. You brought it up. Let's continue. Shit.
Doing it. What are you talking about? I'm having this conversation. I'm ready to be open. I was sleeping with my ex when I met Paul. When we started dating, that situation had been locked off. So tell me where there was a mix and where I cheated on him or stepped out on him.
I'll tell you.
Please.
So, Denise, you, for example, right? Let's say you meet a guy, right? Talking to the guy, going out for drinks, going out to eat, staying in each other's space, right? Okay. You both like each other. You're both seeing each other over a period of time, but you're not active with the person. No reason. Within that time, do you plan to be active with another person? And if you are active with another person, is that in any way beneficial to what you're trying to do?
I really don't think you can put me in this equation.
I'm not putting you in, it's just an example.
Fair use.
Because the way I run my life is irrelevant to...
I know, but I'm just, out of curiosity, just think about it.
Paul, babe, I didn't know you. Now we can discuss those if something like that comes, you have every right to be upset. Then you were a stranger to me. Yes, you were a stranger to me. We were getting to know each other. I didn't know you. I had no loyalties to you. Yeah, that's just what it is.
Do you think...
Bro, I don't know why I have to say this to men. She's not lying. And I tell the same thing to women. Women think that when they meet a guy that they actually like and they want a relationship with, first time they meet, they go out on a date. They really expect that man to stop conversating with the other women that he's been dealing with before he met her, Stop dealing with any women. Stop having sex with any new women because she's in the picture now. But then she wants to be able to keep her connections while she's with him. And that's some stupid ass logic. Men need to understand that as well. You don't owe that woman anything when you first meet her. When you guys are first dating, you don't owe that woman shit. You don't owe her an explanation as to why you don't like her, why the relationship ended. You can ghost that woman for whatever reason you want to because you don't owe her nothing. And you know who know this better than anybody? Women. Listen to their talk shows and conversations. Women don't give a damn about men that they ain't got no ties to. So she was basically telling him, hey, I didn't know you. We was just dating. Do y'all understand now?
I think that one of you might have fallen for the other one before.
He love at first sight. This one was head over heels before I even decided to take him seriously, clearly. Because that's what it is, babe. Okay. How can you take me serious on the first date? What the hell?
Let's put it like this, right? I know what's happening here. Basically, this is what happens, and this is what I get for being the nice guy.
You're not a nice guy, bro. You're not a fucking nice guy. And I waited till the video to say this, and this is hopefully going to help some men in the future. Everything that y'all just listened to was his fault. Yeah. You want to know why? Because she gave him the choice to leave because she told him. And at that point, if you still decide to stay, then anything else that happens moving forward, anything else in the past doesn't matter because you accepted it. Now, what you will not do is continue bringing this shit up every time something bad happens. If she does something wrong, no, let's say he does something wrong in the future and she calls it out and he uses the excuse of, well, before we got into this relationship, you were still having sex with your ex. That's wrong because that's what we tell women, right? And I'm going to give y'all a perfect example. You remember DJ Envy and his wife, Gia? They were actually on the Breakfast Club.
And it was a journey. It was a journey, but I think it was difficult.
Yeah, no, for me it was difficult. I had to relive a lot of the F-boy-ish I put you through. And you forget about a lot of it because you don't have to relive it. But then when you start reliving,
No, you forget about a lot of it.
You ain't forget.
I ain't forget nothing. When you're hurt, you want not just people, you want the person that hurt you to hurt. And anytime that I felt any type of way, I made sure that he felt some type of way.
She wrong for that. Because if you accepted me, moving forward, don't keep bringing that shit up. And again, shout out to Patrice O'Neal.
I told her if I get caught, what am I going to get demoted down to? Okay, me getting a demotion means you get a demotion. Actually, meaning what are you going to do? You have to leave me. But I'm not going to stay in your life, right? If I get caught fucking doing something that I didn't want to do and I hurt you, what happens is I'm not going to sit here and live an apology for the rest of my life.
I felt the same way.
I'm not going to sit here and have you hold me hostage and take away really what our relationship is built on, which is you think that I'm a great man.
Because you're not going to continuously have me under your thumb, holding me under your thumb by using that as an excuse. Because if you F up and I call you out, I'm not going to sit there and live in a situation where you holding me hostage to what I did in the past and you supposedly forgave me. That's the same thing that's going on right here. So no, she is not at fault. Actually, she should actually be praised for telling him. Because like I said, most of y'all you would never know. Women will never tell you. He literally had the ball in his court and he fumbled. He was like, I can overlook this. But you guys can see now that it still bothers him because every time they get into a space like this, he brings it up. It's bothering him. He thought he thought that he would be able to soldier through and forget that his wife was getting piped down while he was sitting there whining and dining her. He tried and he failed. So it's not her fault for being honest, because you guys will want the same grace, but probably you won't get it. And like I said, I know in these spaces, the shift is the conversation. The woman has to be at fault. You can say whatever you want about what she was doing. You guys already have the playbook. You know that women do this. So I don't know what else to tell you. If you think that, I'm wrong in saying that he was wrong, okay, cool. And I know two wrongs don't make a right. We get all that. But if you ever are so inclined, are blessed to have a choice, and you make the wrong decision, that's your fault. He stayed, and like I said, he was pissing me off because you can't keep manipulating this woman like this. And like she feel like she ain't got no remorse. I don't know why he with the woman anyway. Like I said, some dudes, you see a woman look like she has a nice body. You know what I'm saying? She's not a bad looking woman outside of the makeup and foolery like that. But she probably looked good. And that's what caught him. He fell head over heels. And the funny thing is, she knows that. She's always known that he was more in love with her than she is with him. And that's the point of leverage that she continues to use. She can talk however reckless she wants to him, because at the end of the day, she know that man ain't going nowhere. And that's the cold hard truth about it. He ain't going nowhere. And I see a lot of people, I think a lot of people saying, can't believe she talking to him like that. He don't care. He ain't going nowhere. So, and I'll be surprised if this was serious and they actually got it, they stopped messing with each other or they got a divorce. I don't know if they're married or not. It is what it is. But this was a good example for this show, because we all need work. And the point of work in this video is to tell guys that sometimes we may be the problem. A lot of times we may be the problem. And we have to be able to face that. Well, acknowledge it first, face it, cry, therapy, move the hell on. Because in this situation, it was his fault. Because he had a choice and he fumbled.